Hey everyone, this is Toby, and I'm coming to you from my current office here at the district office in Grand Island with our regular district update. As you'll remember, we've been emailing these out every 3 weeks to all of our ministers. One of the things we're going to update for 2020 is we're going to move these to every other week, every 2 weeks, and we're going to try to use more video format like this so you can see our beautiful faces and hear the emotion behind the words we're communicating. I'm coming to you with highlights from our winter retreat last week, downtown Lincoln at the Embassy Suites. It was our first time at that location. I heard a lot of positive comments about being there. There were some challenges, the traffic's a little bit more and we had to pay for parking, but overall, just being in a city atmosphere was a nice change of pace for one of our district events. And being able to walk out the door and find restaurants and activity all around, I think was enjoyable. And so we're definitely planning to use it as one of our venues in our rotation down the road again. Also, if you weren't there, you've probably heard, but the big announcement is I am honored to have been elected as the new superintendent for our district. Kim and I are incredibly humbled and nervous, but also very excited to serve in this new role. So thank you to everybody for being a part of that. And Tuesday night after the service, we honored Bob and Connie Wine for their almost 7 years of incredible district leadership. We had some cake and gifts, and in fact, our executives even put together a gift from the district team to send them on a trip to the Holy Land, a trip of their choosing. And so that's very exciting. They were very honored to receive that. If you weren't there, please take the time to contact them on your own and express your appreciation and love for all that they've done for us, however you want to do that. They will not be with us at District Council in a few months, and so please take advantage of doing that on your own. In addition, on Monday night, we went over to Christ Place Church and had a welcome party there that followed a brief service in the sanctuary. We had pizza and pop and chips and games, and there were pictures on the screen. It was just an incredible family atmosphere of everybody getting back together and loving each other, reconnecting after a long holiday season. We honored our new ministers from the past year, and it was just a ton of fun. We are so grateful to Christ Place for being amazing hosts. They even provided the worship team for the rest of the retreat back at the hotel. So thank you, Pastor Rick Lorimer and all your team for all you do to help our district and for being a help during the winter retreat. Childcare was provided by 3 different churches. We had the kids leader from Omaha Christian Center, Lolly Hofer, and we had Paula Netherton, the kids leader from our church in Beatrice, and then also 2 students from SUM, the School of Urban Missions out of New Life in Kearney, provided great childcare. So thank you to those churches and those leaders as well. And then, of course, our speaker was Dr. Don Lydell. He is the head of Emerge Ministries. That's the Assemblies of God Counseling Center, available to all pastors. The information is on the back of your minister's card. And he brought just an amazing expertise of ideas and policies and practices for healthy ministers. Things that I really enjoyed on Monday. He talked about the qualities of a leader. I thought that was an incredible list that we could apply to our lives. He also gave the percentage breakdowns of the response of people to leadership transition. I thought, man, that was so good to see right in the middle of our leadership transition going on right now. Back at the hotel later, he gave a personality profile where you could see what your personality type is. At the tables, we talked about it. I was sitting at a table with Brent and Amy Braunberger, Wendy Bye and her 2 daughters, Jessica and Wendy, and then also Lemoyne and Debbie Lydell. And we just had so much fun talking about who we were and who our spouses were, and just connecting that. I am an artistic social type, which I think that's a pretty good one, but I'm not sure. In fact, what we learned is there are no bad types, but we all complement each other, and we need to learn to appreciate the uniqueness of the personalities God has given us. And then he also really stressed finding a friend. He said that's one of the most important things we can do to maintain health. And he called it a pain partner, somebody that would share with us through the pain and the joys of life. So I really appreciate him being with us. Please access his information. Great stuff. He had some fun stuff too. On Monday night, he talked about the 16% of people who may never latch on to your new leadership. He said what you do is just bless them and bless them. And I always thought this meant there's the door. But he said bless them, bless them, bless them. And then also he talked often and frequently about the beauty of Sabbath delight. And if you weren't there, you don't know what that is, just talk to somebody who was. You won't want to miss it. So thank you for being involved in the retreat. As far as other updates, yesterday I began an orientation process with Pastor Bob to learn the role of superintendent. We have him on retainer the rest of this month, and so we will be working together quite a bit up until February 1st, learning this role. And I'm really excited that God has called me to this position, and one of the things He's really asked me to do is bathe everything in prayer. And this is a season of prayer. Many of our churches are focusing on that. This last Sunday, we were at My City Church in Omaha. They were kicking off 21 days of prayer and fasting. My home church here in Grand Island, Northridge, this week is doing a week of prayer, and every night having prayer services. And many people talk to me about prayer at the retreat. One of the things I'm hoping to implement immediately, even I did so this morning, is a practice that I had learned from being a pastor at Bellevue Christian Center over 15 years ago. And Gary Hoyt had all of us come to church at 8 a.m. during the week on work days, and we would go to the sanctuary and pray together from 8 to 9. We'd find a private spot, the lights were low, we had music playing, and we were encouraged to pray the entire hour from 8 to 9 o'clock. And as a young master's student, that was a little challenging and hard to do, but I really learned the value of prayer and bathing everything, starting everything in prayer. So that's going to be a practice that I hope to implement here whenever I'm in the office. And I would just challenge all of our pastors and leaders to try to follow my example in that. Maybe this is a great time to include that practice in your own life if you can manage your own schedule in that way. So hopefully you'll be hearing more prayer initiatives coming up down the road too, as that's something I definitely would like to focus on, connecting with our Creator. Hey, thank you so much. We're going to have another update coming to you in a couple weeks. So have fun, and we'll see you soon. God bless.